Hello everyone, welcome to the Electromagnetic Engineering lecture series. Up till now we have studied about the steady magnetic field. In that steady magnetic field we have studied about the relationship between that magnetic field, electric field. In the magnetic field we have studied about the due to long straight filament and due to the circular filament how much magnetic field intensity can be work on any point that we have studied. So right now we will study about this relationship between B bar and H bar. Now we know that what is H bar. H bar is magnetic field intensity. So we have studied up till now that you might understand that it is magnetic field intensity, and we have calculated it by using Biot-Savart's law. So by using Biot-Savart's law we have calculated that. Again there is a B bar. So what is B bar? B bar is a magnetic flux a magnetic flux density. Magnetic flux density. Now what is meant by magnetic flux density? As we have to compare it with the electric field. In the electric field we have seen that there is a electric field E bar. E bar were there, and similarly it was there is a D bar, that is electric flux density. So here also in the magnetic field also there is a magnetic flux density B bar. Means suppose there will be a surface or like that, or there will be a surface like that. From that, suppose some where that some flux is crossing through that surface, then this is called as a flux lines. And how much flux lines is passing through that particular surface is called as a magnetic flux density. So this is the surface. From that surface, suppose flux lines are crossing, then it is called as a magnetic flux density. So that is very simple. That and we have to find out some relation between that, as we have find out the relation between D bar in the epsilon E bar that we have studied into the electric field intensity. Similarly, we have to find out the relation between B bar and H bar. So what is the relation between B bar and H bar? So it is very simple. B bar is equal to mu into H bar. So this is very important relation we have to use everywhere in the Maxwell equation also. So we will use that in the Maxwell equations and many other applications. So before that we have to move on to the next part, that is very important part. Next important part, that is Ampere's circuit law. This is very important law for magnetic field. So what is Ampere's circuit law and what is the derivation for that? So H bar dot dl bar is equal to I. H bar dot dl bar means for differential length how much magnetic field intensity is crossing is equal to total current passing through that differential length. So we will study about that by using taking one example, like suppose there will be a circular ring. From that current is passing. So at the center like that there will be a filament is there, and from that surrounding that filament there is a magnetic field is generated. So this is a current generated through this wire which is perpendicular to the paper, and the magnetic field is generated is through this ring. So there is a H bar is by using right hand rule. So you can see that when there will be a thumb is in direction of your current, and these lines, these finger lines are called is showing that magnetic field intensity. So magnetic field intensity is given by this arrow, that is anti-clockwise. Then we have to find out the A phi bar. So this is angle, and we have to find this is as a phi bar because it is perpendicular to the radius. So this is the radius for the ring, and this is a perpendicular A phi bar. So Z is in this direction. So everything is perpendicular to each other. So again call this as AR bar. So now we have to find out by using this h bar dot dl bar. We have to find out it is true or not by making the derivation. So we'll take a left hand side. So LHS is equal to integration of h bar dot dl bar. Okay, so h bar dot dl bar, if you are taking, and h bar, we know that h bar, what is h bar for that magnetic field intensity due to the long straight filament, because this is a long straight filament, and due to that long straight filament, how much magnetic field intensity generated? H bar is equal to I divided by 2 pi r a phi bar. This derivation we have already studied, you can go through the videos. So h bar is equal to I divided by 2 pi r a phi bar. So that is h bar we have got. So h bar is equal to, again I will write here, I divided by 2 pi r a phi bar dot dl bar. Now we have to find out dl bar. So what is dl bar? In this equation, if you are finding the dl bar, differential length. Now see the differential length. It is moving, this magnetic field intensity is moving through the square. Means in the unit vector, which unit vector it is moving? There are 3 unit vectors in this coordinate system, that is r phi z cylindrical coordinate system, ar, a phi and az. Okay, so 3 coordinates are there. In that 3 coordinates, only one unit vector is suitable for this, that is this coordinate system is a phi bar, because it is moving, this h bar is moving in the a phi bar direction, a phi bar a unit vector. So we have to use that a phi bar. So dl bar is equal to, you can write that it is d phi a phi bar. But we have already seen that when you are considering the unit vector in the a phi bar direction, you have to multiply with the radius, because otherwise it will be not complete. Your a phi bar unit vector will be not complete without this radius. For other unit vectors, you can write directly ar bar. It will not require anything, ar bar, and for the az bar you have to write, you can directly write az bar. So you have to multiply this with the radius, so r d phi a phi bar. So that's it. So then we have to put that dl bar in that I divided by 2 pi r a phi bar dot dl bar is r d phi a phi bar. So a phi bar dot a phi bar is 1. So I and r get cancelled. I 2 pi d phi. So if you are taking integration, so for the phi, integration is 0, or limits are 0 to 2 pi. Here also you can write, okay, it was not defined up till here. So here it is 0 to 2 pi. Now only one derivation is only remain, that is d phi. I divided by 2 pi, and d phi is phi, integration phi 0 to 2 pi. So I divided by 2 pi, and this 0 to 2 pi is 2 pi. So this get cancelled, and current, this I current. So what we have proved is h bar, integration of h bar dot dl bar is equal to I. So what is the statement for this? So the line integral, this line integral, so this is line integral of, why it is called as line integral? Because it is going through this line. So that is, we have to call it as a line integral of h bar around a single closed path is equal to the current enclosed by that path. Means suppose h bar, magnetic field intensity enclosed by that particular closed path. See that it is important that it should be a closed path. Then the charge enclosed by that surface is equal to current enclosed by that length. So I will give some examples, and you have to tell me is it current h bar, it will be follow or not. So suppose I will write here, so this ring is there, and this magnetic field intensity passing through that, and there will be a current from here in the perpendicular to this sheet, and this is your a phi bar direction. So is it h bar dot dl bar will be follow or not? you can put into the chat box. Is it h bar dot dl bar is equal to I? Okay. Next is I will use this ring and I will shift that current into somehow anywhere at this side, and this is h bar. So I hope now tell me, is this rule will follow or not? H bar dot dl bar is equal to I or not? So put your answer into the chat box. Okay, so this is current. I will be there because we are fulfilling all the criteria that there should be a closed path. There is a current. Current is flowing through that differential length, and this is perpendicular. Magnetic field intensity is perpendicular. So h bar dot dl bar is equal to I. Now one more example. Suppose this is a closed path and this is h bar, and here is the current source. So what about this equation? Is it follow h bar dot dl bar is equal to, this is first, second, third. So give me the answer for the first, second and third. H bar dot dl bar, what will be the answer? So it will be 0, because the main requirement is the current should be that filament should be inside the closed loop. So closed loop is there, so but the current source is outside the closed loop, so it should be a 0. Now one more and last example for this. So here is the current source is also inside, and the magnetic field is passing through this h bar. So tell me, is it follow this for the fourth equation? H bar dot dl bar is what? Is it I or 0? So definitely it should be a 0, because it is not fulfilling the criteria of closed loop. So it is not a closed loop, so we have to reduce it. So that is the way you have to find out magnetic field intensity, h bar dot dl bar. Now we have to see some applications. Magnetic flux density we have to find out. So what is magnetic flux density? Before that we have to use find out the relation between h bar and j bar. A relation between h bar and j bar. Now what is the relation between h bar and j bar? So we have seen that Ampere's law, that h bar dot dl bar is equal to I. Now I is having a relation with the j bar. So if you are I, you are representing with the surface integral. So we have seen that I current is current I we can't write into the vector quantity. So for writing that into vector quantity, we have to see the application. If it is surface, then we have to use double integration j bar dot ds bar. Similarly, we have to put this into this equation. If you are putting that into this equation, it is a line integral. dl bar is equal to integration of j bar dot ds bar. So it is a surface integral, this is a line integral. So surface having two sides, so we have to take a two integration for differential length. For length is there, so we have to take only one integration. So this is the relation between h bar and j bar. So there is now next we have to find out next thing. Magnetic flux. Now what is magnetic flux? So when you are finding the magnetic flux, as I told you already, so there will be a, suppose there will be a surface. From the surface the current is passing, or there is an area, and that from that some flux lines are passing. It is called as a magnetic flux. We have seen that magnetic flux density, that is B bar, but what is magnetic flux? That is, it is given by the psi. So psi is the magnetic flux. So magnetic flux density is B bar, but density means how much magnetic flux is available for the particular surface, that is called as a density. But what is magnetic flux? That is psi. Now how to relate with the magnetic flux density? Psi is related with the, now this is a surface, and how much magnetic flux is passing through that surface is equal to P bar dot ds bar. Very simple. So psi is equal to from the surface how much flux is passing, that is equal to magnetic flux. And this B bar means, don't jumble in that, B bar is magnetic flux density. Density means how much flux is passing through that surface, that is called as a magnetic flux density. So we'll take one problem on that. So I have given the link of the book, and we have to take the problems. I am taking the problem from the same book. You just have to go through that book. So this is the shaded area from that magnetic flux is passing. I will define with another color here. From this area magnetic flux is passing. So there is a coordinate system. We have to, so this is Z, this is Y, this is X. So we have here, what is the problem in that? So problem, they have given example. So what is example here? H bar they have given. H bar is equal to 2.39 into 10 raised to 6. You have to be careful about the every divided by R, cos phi AR bar, cos phi AR bar, exist in a free space, exist in a free space. Now in the magnetic field intensity, magnetic field, we have to use that mu as a permeability, that we have studied that B is equal to mu into H. So mu, and we have to use the permeability. So when they are using a free space, we have to use it as a mu 0. Find the magnetic flux. Find the magnetic flux crossing the surface, crossing the surface by 0 to pi by 4. So phi having the coordinate 0 to pi by 4. Now the phi is started measuring from this 0, means from the x-axis, and it will measure up to here pi by 4. So here up to this point. So I will draw here. So it will be a pi by 4. So this angle, you can see it should be a pi by 4. And one more they are given. What is varying? It should be Z is varying from 0 to 1 meter. 0 to 1 meter. Now you can see that there is a R component is constant, because we are taking that the cylinder, in that cylinder on the surface of the cylinder, this is constant. This radius constant, means if we are taking cylinder, obviously radius will be constant. What will vary? So from here to here Z will vary, and from here to here that phi will vary. So this is a you can imagine from that which coordinate system it is. R phi z means it is cylindrical coordinate system. So they have already given. Now we have to find out the we have to find out find the magnetic flux crossing through that. So magnetic flux we have to find out. So magnetic flux means psi, you have to find out. So we will find out psi. So B, we know that relation B bar is equal to mu 0 into H bar. Why it is mu 0? It is mu 0 because they are given the free space. So if you are 4 pi into 10 raised to if you are putting the value of mu, it is mu 0, 4 pi into 10 raised to minus 7. You have to use that value for the free space. So 4 pi into 10 raised to minus 7 into H bar. So what is H bar? They have given 2.39 into 10 raised to 6 divided by R cos of phi AR bar. Okay, that is B bar. So if you simplify this, you will get this answer. You just calculate 3.0 divided by R cos phi AR bar. You do this just calculation, you will get this value B bar. Now what is next? You have to find out if once you got that magnetic flux density, then you have to find out the magnetic flux by using psi is equal to, we have seen that it should be a B bar dot ds bar, but we have this B bar, but we have to find out the ds bar. So how to find out the ds bar? So if you are finding out the ds bar, so surface, if you are finding, so what is the surface here? ds bar means it is a multiplication of two sides. So which are the two sides? What is another third side is a constant, means this two sides are there. Two sides means it is moving this phi in the phi direction, and this is z direction, means what is varying, that is phi, and z is varying. So you can write here d phi and dz, and ds bar, this unit vector is moving in what direction? The flux is moving from this center of the axis to the surface of the that cylinder, means in the direction of a radius. So it is AR bar. But already one more thing, that when you are taking the d phi, you have to take a radius also. So R d phi dz AR bar. So that is ds bar. So ds bar is also we have, this B bar is also we have. So we will directly write this phi, and we know the limits. So what are the limits for the phi? That is 0 to pi by 4, and for the z it is 0 to 1. So B bar value is 3.0 divided by R cos phi AR bar dot, here this R d phi dz AR bar. So if you are removing this R, AR bar dot AR bar will be 1. So if you take this 3.0 constant outside, 0 to pi by 4, what is remaining inside is cos phi. What about the integration of 0 to 1 dz? With respect to dz, it is z, 0 to 1. So this is different and this one is different. So 3.0 into 1 doesn't matter. So cos phi integration is sin phi 0 to pi by 4. Now if you are putting this 3.0 cos phi sin pi by 4, if you are putting the value, you will get the answer 2.12 Weber. So magnetic flux density we are measuring into the Weber magnetic flux, sorry. So size magnetic flux 2.12 Weber we have calculated. How much magnetic flux is passing? Magnetic flux is passing through that surface area is 2.12 1 2 Weber. So that's the way you have to find out the answers for these equations. Now one more problem I will give for the homework. So at least you have to try this. A radial field H bar is equal to 2.39 into 10 raised to 6 divided by r cos phi AR bar ampere per meter exist in free space. Find the magnetic flux. Phi or psi or phi, because in the many books they can use psi, they can use phi also. Crossing the surface defined by minus pi by 4 now there are limits minus pi by 4, phi is having limits minus pi by 4 to pi by 4, and z is in between 0 to 1 meter. So you have to find for that. So similar problem is there, and the only change is that for the limits minus pi by 4 to plus pi by 4, and you have to find out the how much magnetic flux is passing through that surface area. So in the next lecture we will go through the force equation, Lorentz force equation, and that will be the last part of your third chapter. So we will meet into the next lecture. Thank you.